rock that beat.
So I just got done watching the newest episode of Boruto, and for the most part, I, enjoyed it. I thought it was fun to watch, but it was all action. And if you're wanting to see more plot stuff, then you're not really gonna get any of that. But it's not surprising that it's mainly action because that's all the past couple episodes have been as of recent because of the whole tuning exam stuff, and because they decided to do things differently from the Boruto movie. It's very interesting on the path that they decided to take, and it looks like next week we're going to get a three-way fight of Sarada, Boruto, and Shinki. Spoilers for already fucking mentioning that for next week. I'm sorry, but I was already gonna mention that at the end of the episode anyway, so who fucking cares? But the first fight is with Sarada and that other guy, Araya, whatever his fucking name is, however you pronounce it, because honestly I'm terrible with names that I don't know how to pronounce. The fight was mostly interesting to me. Well, not mostly, but it was somewhat interesting to me because of two things that happened in the fight. Sarada uses the fireball jutsu for the first time, and I don't think we've ever seen her use the fireball jutsu, like, period, besides maybe in Storm 4, but that's basically it. And it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. I thought it looked okay, and it was fun to watch. But the best part of her fight was when she used one of the jutsu that she copied from like 2 arcs ago, which was back when they were in the Mist Village, and she was fighting that one chick with Kiba, which is one of the 7 ninja swords that belonged to the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Mist. And she copied the jutsu and she used it in the fight, and I thought that was really cool. And something that I will point out, just because it was the biggest important thing of the fight, was turns out the guy that she was fighting was actually just a puppet, and the person who was controlling the puppet was somewhat outside of the arena, but I guess he was still somewhat in it. And I guess the rules say that if you leave the arena mid-fight, then you're automatically disqualified. But I guess it doesn't fucking matter if you were already outside of the arena before the match even started. So it's very important that the audience, somewhat figures out that eventually, yeah, the guy that she was fighting initially is a puppet. And I guess that makes sense because he was wearing a mask and he wasn't talking very much, which should have been a very obvious thing. But the thing that made it blatantly obvious was in the fight a little bit later on, like when Sarada actually starts getting cut by the dude's blade and stuff. You see chakra strings, and if you don't know, the whole thing about puppet masters have chakra strings that they can set out from like pretty much any distance, and it connects to a puppet, and they can control it from pretty much any distance wherever. But they can only control puppets. But the only sign that we've seen from anybody controlling an actual person was Chio, and she was controlling Sakura back in Shippuden, and what's his name? It's literally the person they were fighting, Sarada and Chio, whatever. But he was able to control, some of the ninja during the Shinobi World War, but he was an Edo Tensei. I forgot his name. I forgot what his name. I literally was reading up on some of the stuff about the Akatsuki. He's an Akatsuki member. I forgot his name. I apologize for forgetting, but Sarada ends up winning. Big shocker, she fucking wins. But I already explained before that next week we're gonna get Sarada, Mitsuki, and Boruto fighting in a 3-way fight. So it doesn't really matter, and you already know that she was gonna win anyways because she's one of the main characters. And the next fight is Mitsuki and Shinki, and obviously from what I already explained just a second ago, Mitsuki doesn't win, but the fight was fairly interesting to watch anyways, because Mitsuki has to try to figure out how to get through Shinki's pretty much impenetrable iron sand, right? And he's pretty much doing everything he can. He's using lightning jutsu, or lightning release jutsu. He's using a couple of snake techniques where he has like a whole bunch of them surrounded around him, and then he sends them. It's like Shadow Snake something fucking bullshit thing. It looked cool. used two different types of new jutsu that we haven't seen him use before, but they don't work. They don't work, and then Mitsuki uses lightning style snake lightning, and to our surprise, it actually takes down his iron sand, and he can't do anything. But Shinki actually just used it as a diversion, so that way he can get an attack on him. And then Shinki then creates like a big ass fucking needle out of his iron sand, and he says that he actually placed some iron sand marking on Mitsuki, so pretty much no matter what, eventually it's gonna hit him, which I thought that was really cool and kind of hacks OP considering they're all Genin. And Mitsuki says himself the only way that he has a chance of winning is if he goes Sage mode. But then he sees Boruto and he's like, "Fuck! If I go Sage mode, I'm pretty much screwed, and I have to go back to his parent, which is Orochimaru, right? And he can't ever really go back because then they'll all know that he knows Sage mode, and then he pretty much just he can't do anything that he wants to do, and he wants to stick around Boruto and his friends, right? So he pretty much then just submits. He gives up. He says, "I give up." Shinki wins, and then the episode continues on from then. And I'm gonna go ahead and give my own 2 cents in this fight of how I think it would have concluded. I think Mitsuki would have won against Shinki. I don't really know the full extent of Shinki and what he's capable of, and for anybody who's not reading the manga, probably if he is in the manga, we've obviously seen more for him. I think Mitsuki would have easily been able to win because Sage mode is absolutely fucking ridiculous, because the amount of times that we've seen Sage mode do the most ridiculous of things is absolutely insane. The two biggest comparisons that I can give you is when we first see Sage mode for the first time with Jiraiya, he was able to take down 3 out of the 6 paths of pain, which is insane considering that he was using an incomplete version of Sage mode. And if he was able to do that with an incomplete version, and then the next time we see Sage mode with Naruto and he takes down all the paths of pain and even Nagato, well, he doesn't really beat Nagato because Nagato kind of sacrifices himself, but regardless, he still fought and beat all the paths of pain, and he was able to do that solely because he had Sage mode. Go rewatch bits and pieces of the Sage mode versus pain fight, because it's absolutely fucking insane. Sage mode is ridiculous, and I think with the reaction time boost that Mitsuki would have gotten, along with the nature chakra that he would have absorbed, as well as the boost in power to his taijutsu and ninjutsu because of what Sage mode does, I think he would have easily been able to beat Shinki. But maybe that's just my opinion, because I think Sage mode is one of the coolest things of all of the Narutoverse, and I just think it's one of the most powerful things that could have possibly happened, or anyone could possibly get. That's what I meant to say. But the next later quarter of the episode, they pretty much just cut off the tuning exams for now, and they pretty much have to go to the next day inside of the episode. So the next scene that we see is Shikadai and his team, and they're all kind of mopey and upset because they all lost and they couldn't get as far as they wanted to. Which I guess it makes sense, it makes sense, because Shikadai lost when he shouldn't have lost. It was bullshit, but they all did fine, I guess, except really Inogen and Chocho, but that's regardless. They all got far into the tuning exams. They all did well. There's no reason for them to be all fucking sad and mopey and shit. The next scene is Sarada, and Sakura is healing her wounds and shit that she got from her fight, and she explains how she actually learned the fireball jutsu, and that's because she learned it from Sasuke. Surprise, she learns it from Sasuke. And in the next scene after that, we see Boruto and Sasuke shows him the Chidori, and he's like, "Oh, that's Kakashi's jutsu. Hey, teach me that." And I'm just like, no, don't teach Boruto the Chidori, because he already has the Rasengan. He doesn't need the Chidori too. He has this fucking ocular dojutsu that nobody even fucking knows what it does yet. he has the fucking Rasengan and he can like throw it and it like disappears and shit, but it can still hit something because reasons. It's just like no, don't teach Boruto the fucking Chidori. And even then, Sasuke pretty much explains why he can't show him and why he probably won't be able to use it anyways. Because Sasuke was only able to use it because he has the visual insight with the Sharingan, and that goes the same thing with Kakashi, and that's why Kakashi, after he lost his Sharingan, he created Purple Lightning as a substitute for the Chidori, which makes sense because he was only able to use that jutsu because of the Sharingan, and then he taught it to Sasuke. And so pretty much, Boruto probably can't ever really use the Chidori. So even if he doesn't end up learning it, I'd still rather him never learn it anyways, But then Boruto asked him why did he show him the Chidori, and that's because Boruto has a strong, lightning release chakra nature, and he can sense it in him, I guess, which is strange. But regardless, if he improves on his lightning style jutsus, then he can end up using very powerful techniques. Maybe Kiren, but that's like the base of that jutsu is like the Chidori anyways. The only reason why I say Kiren is because I think Kiren is like a really cool looking jutsu. It's very powerful, and I just want to see it again because that jutsu is really fucking cool, and you only see it once in the manga and twice in the anime. So whatever. So the episode pretty much ends with the Chunin exams finally about to restart with the finals, and then it pretty much just ends there. So not a lot of plot stuff like I explained, besides probably the end of the episode, but not really at the same time. But most of the action was enjoyable to watch. I really liked Mitsuki and Shinki's fight, and then Sawada's fight was okay. So regardless, that's pretty much the end of the episode. I just voice cracked really badly. That's the end of the episode, and that pretty much means that's the end of the video. I want to get another video out maybe today or tomorrow, and it's mostly going to be about E3 stuff because I want to talk about some games that I really want to see at E3. One of them I'll go ahead and say right now, which is more Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, because if you know me, I have been playing Kingdom Hearts, the series in general, since I was pretty much about like 5 years old, which is around the time that Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. I played the first one, the second one, and I played all the other fucking Kingdom Hearts games pretty much. And I've been waiting pretty much well over a decade for, the third release, Kingdom Hearts 3. Not the third release, but Kingdom Hearts 3 pretty much, right? So I'm really excited for getting a release date, hopefully at E3 this year. We better get a fucking release date this year, because if we don't, I'm going to be fucking pissed, but whatever. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And if you are new, be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this. And also for the lookout for the E3 video that I will hopefully have maybe later today or tomorrow. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. I'm out. Peace.